And we have started in SRL, and there's the car. So you see croakomire has given papert1ger column 2. papert1ger has given row 4. So, So column 2, finish in wrecked ship E-tank room, so that locks out any other place to finish. That really only locks out row 4 and column 1 that finish at landing site square. But it also includes both Brindstar missile recharges. I only know where one of them is, honestly, so... Wait, no, I know where both of them are. Never mind. I'm silly. One's at Kraid. Collect Gravity and skip Varia, which means you actually have to go to Kraid to get the recharge and then not actually fight him. And additionally, you need to defeat croakomire and Dragon. And remember, you have to get to croakomire and, by extension, the wrecked ship without Varia. So that is what papert1ger will have to do. And row 4, that is... Oh man, I did not see some of these squares. That's kind of brutal. So there's 2 that stand out to me here. Collect Spring Ball and skip Grapple Beam. That will require either an Ice Clip or an X-Ray Climb up to Spring Ball, which I know croakomire is actually comfortable with the X-Ray Climb, so we might see that. And then 3 reserve tanks, I guess isn't too bad, but it's pretty annoying. Plus a bunch of missiles, and finishing at the site. And of course, both runners will need to pick up at least 6 E-tanks. So those are the objectives they need to do. So both are pretty annoying. Neither one has a perfect route, although I think croakomire has a more annoying line, but I think papert1ger's line is just very long and kind of all over the place, because you have to go kind of on the world tour, if you understand what I'm saying. And we have the runners synced up here. So one thing to note, at least from personal experience, the early game will generally go a little bit worse since you're thinking about what row you're going to pair with the row you've been given. So you see some maybe uncharacteristic mistakes, like you see here from papert1ger. Huh. Yeah, alright. Oh, I see. He didn't have Moonwalk on. That's, okay. Slight time loss. No big deal. No big deal. So, what would I pick in these situations? We aren't going to see anything fancy in the beginning of the game. It's just get bombs and then go into Brindstar the normal way. So, we got some time to theory craft here. So you can really think about which row you want to do with all of, or with the row you've been. So for croakomire, for for row 4, the one I am looking at is row 5. That might not actually be optimal. Actually, that might be just straight up bad. I was more thinking because it has synergy with the reserve. Yeah, I'm not actually sure. Could also do like column 1. There's a few different options that I can think of. Whereas with column 2, I feel like papert1ger has a lot more flexibility since he already has to go to a lot of different locations. So there's that. And unfortunately, since papert1ger reset to turn Moonfall back on, he is a little bit behind at bombs, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Column 5 could be okay with row 4. Yeah, I could see it. The only thing that stands out to me is the Brinstar power bombs. That's a little bit annoying since you'd have to do a loop around. But I guess you would have to do a loop around anyways if you're going to landing site. I almost want to say column 5 would go well with column 2. I don't know if that would actually be the case, though. Either way, he would act. papert1ger kind of has to go back to the wreck ship because he would have to get gravity. Unless he chose to get gravity last, which I doubt he'll do since he has to fight Dragon. He'll actually have to go back to the ship, so he has to do a loop around as well. So that Brinstar power bombs might be less of a inconvenience. So I wonder where croakomire is going here. He actually went down after getting bombs, picked up the 230 missile, and is now going to, what do you call it? Old Mother Brain. He has to collect, he's thinking of collecting 25 criteria missiles. This would bring his total up to 10. The others are, of course, around Rick's ship, which he will have to go to eventually. Or, yeah, because he can't get to Spring Ball suitless. So he will have to get Gravity Suit. Or, well, he can, but not without Grapple Beam. That's what I mean. Either way, that looks like what he's planning to do. He's also going to do a boost for this E-Tank, which you see in Rando a lot. There we go. There is a bracket. I don't know if there's a command for it in chat, though. Alright, so croakomire picked up a few extra goodies. Anti-bingo refers to how you're picking a row for the other person. So anyways, croakomire has some criteria missiles and an extra E-Tank under his belt. So he can do what he wants with that. Meanwhile, papert1ger gonna pick up the missiles underneath the bridge to early supers. So he could be planning on picking up Brinstar missiles. Although I feel like if he was planning on doing that, I would have expected him to do pick up the missiles that are like over by the reserve tank. I think he might be going for row 3 actually. Since he has to go to Dragon anyways, he can get space jump there. He just needs to skip high jump and then not go to charge or not pick up wave. And he's doing a loop around anyways, so he can get the criteria power bomb. So this actually seems like the best route for him, at least from what I've seen. So papert1ger, I imagine that's what he's going for. Column 2 and row 3. Meanwhile, croakomire is doing a gauntlet check. This will bring him his total criteria missiles up to 20, meaning he only needs one more, which he'll probably get from the moat. Ooh, well, he needs to survive gauntlet first. Yeah. I'm not sure what croakomire is going for yet, but we will see. Alright, so that is charge beam for papert1ger, so right, we got it marked off. There's a bit of a delay when the card gets marked off on screen, but it'll get there. Will it? Might be having some issues. There we go. Alright, so yeah, croakomire, he's going to get both of these missiles, bring his criteria missiles up to 20. Like I said, he needs 25. Meanwhile, papert1ger, he can't actually pick up Varia, but he is going to go fight. I imagine he fights Kraid and picks up the E-Tank, because I think he's planning on doing some Hell Run. And that would bring him up to 3 E-Tanks, which is much more comfortable in terms of Hell Runs. So I imagine that's what he's going to do. It's also possible, actually, that croakomire is also going for row 3. That seems like a fairly tame row, aside from the lack of high jump boot. It's pretty complementary to most of the paths they could take. There isn't a lot you have to change in terms of your gameplay. Just a reminder that one more missile pack will give croakomire 30. So he will have that tile there, column 1, row 3. And papert1ger, I believe that's both missile recharges, because I think he got the one in Green Brinstar on his way down. I think. So if I can make a small correction, croakomire still needs one more missile pack to actually get it. Don't mark it off, because I imagine he's going to pick up the one at Chard. But he needs one more missile pack to actually have that tile. And then papert1ger has gotten both recharge stations. Actually, croakomire might not be picking up the missile. Huh. Alright, so he's going to be waiting. papert1ger, unfortunately, Kraid stood up for him, but he sat Kraid right back down. And he cannot pick up Varia. Like I said, he's picked up both missile recharges. I don't know if I said that. I think I did. I think I said it more than once, actually. Let me get that for you. The criteria power bomb is above landing site. It's the power bomb and behind the power bomb door up to the top right of landing site. And no, this is not randomizer. And yeah, papert1ger is going to get that E-Tank, so he is going to go for some hell runs. This should be plenty of energy, especially, well, actually, if he wants to do row 3, he can't pick up high jumps, which actually makes things fairly tight. We'll see what happens, though. Croakomire has begun his loop around. He's picked up some extra energy tanks, so he should be okay at Wreck Ship. But it looks like, other than his extra E-Tank hunting, he's basically doing New Route with a few extra steps. Well, I guess papert1ger is not doing row 3, because he just picked up high jump. I wonder what he's doing then. I wonder what. Could still be something like row 5. Or column 5, I should say, which I think we already established he's probably going to do. Alright, croakomire going for the CWJ. And with this missile pack right here, he has both 30 missiles and 3 E-Tanks, as well as 25 criteria missiles, so he has both of those tiles marked. If I can get that, please. That's true, he did skip Spazer, but he might have forgotten about it and might be planning on... You know what? I should stop pretending I know what he's doing, because I definitely don't. Alright, let me see. So papert1ger collected Ice Beam and skipped Speed, or might not skip Speed, but for now he skipped Speed, so that gives him that and that. While croakomire has that and that. You'll see it update eventually. croakomire having a bit of trouble getting across the moat. We've actually seen this a fair bit in this tournament already. People not being quite able to get across them. Yeah, just mark everything. We don't know what they're actually going for. So, there's that. Just mark whatever they get. And then you can, the worst case, you just mark it off. Or I guess remove the mark. That is true, they both forced finish tiles on each other. But I don't think that was the real main tipping point for both of those lines. It's just a nice little bonus, like, ha, you thought you were done, but actually you have to travel for another, like, 2 minutes. 2 to 5, I guess. Realistically, with good movement, you can get all the way from, like, Ridley to landing site in the span of about 6 or 7 minutes, I'd say. It's a bit of a generous estimate, because I think in just any percent it's less than that. Either way, I'm talking about nonsense. Looks like papert1ger is actually not going to do any hell runs yet. He was just picking up some basic items to get before entering the wrecked ship. So one thing to note is that croakomire, who got across the moat, good job. I didn't see if that was a CWJ or an HBJ, but he picked up the beta power bombs as well. So that could also give us a hint on what he's planning on doing later on. Of course, collect all 15 power bombs is a tile. and he can access them all. I gotta think where they all are now. Jeez. Yeah, he can access them all with power bomb, so he doesn't need to get like speed boost or anything like he would if he wanted to access water. Now it's papert1ger's turn to get across the moat. I lied. He is going to save first. I don't blame him. That is a good choice. We could also see him go up to Criteria Power Bomb if he wants. Croakomire taking a bit of damage on Phantoon. Remember, neither runner has an upgraded suit, so Phantoon will do 40 damage to them per hit, which is a lot, as it turns out. And Croakomire is not looking great in terms of health, but neither is Phantoon, so he should be okay. Ooh, just missed that super. So Phantoon might be just a super from death. papert1ger actually almost got that CWJ. He got the first jump, it looked like. Unfortunately, not able to get the second one. Or rather, not able to get the wall jump. He gets it that time, though. Nice job. papert1ger actually saved a good amount of time over Croakomire there. It took him much less time to actually get the CWJ across. And Phantoon is down for Croakomire, nonetheless. So we are going to see a nice high five here in a second. It's papert1ger and Croakomire both going to meet up in this door transition. Look at that. Anyways, we'll see what Croakomire decides to do here in Wreck's ship. He's got a few options. He's actually not even picking up any super missiles. That's strange. So one other thing to note is he can't actually pick up the reserve tank because he doesn't have speed booster. So, yeah. If he's going for the 3 reserve tank tile, then he will probably be picking up every other reserve tank in the game. Which he's already picked up the Brinstar reserve tank, which just leaves Meridia and Norfair. But the Meridia reserve tank especially is kind of a pain. I suppose he could be getting it out of Dragon, like on his way out of Meridia. Maybe not even going to Dragon, just on his way out of Meridia. Like on his way to Springball, I should say. Croakomire doing some farming here. He doesn't quite have enough health to comfortably get across bowling. Probably wants at least above 180 so we can take 3 hits from the spike. And papert1ger is done with Phantoon. And once again, we'll see what he decides to do in the wreck ship. Ooh, that was not a good jump from croakomire, but he will still get across in 3 hits, it looks like. Yep. Luckily, he got plenty of energy to spare, so he is just fine. Alright, so croakomire has picked up his gravity. That gives him both of the Varia or gravity tiles. Or rather, he gets the Varia or gravity, and he gets the gravity but not Varia tile. So both of those he has completed, and I imagine we'll see papert1ger get the same shortly, mostly because he is literally required to get one of them. Does chat know if papert1ger picked up beta power bombs? I know croakomire did. I don't know if papert1ger did. I don't think he did. Because he would have more power bombs than this. I think he just picked up alpha. Yeah. So papert1ger is going a little bit more aggressive, if you will, here into bowling. He has enough health to take 2 hits, but no more. We'll see if he wants to refarm this little water room. And it looks like he does, wants to get above 180 at least. It took a lot of damage in the room, so I like this call. Just needs a little bit more energy. And he should be good to go. It's not too hard to take, or to only take 2 hits across bowling, but if you take an extra one, you are just dead. So since papert1ger managed his health, he is not just going to be dead. And it's a good thing, because he did not quite make it with that second jump, so he took another. I think croakomire has a wave or charge beam as well. I believe he picked up charge, and obviously he does not have wave. Anyways, papert1ger now has both of those tiles, the gravity and gravity. Alright, croakomire is definitely going for Brinstar power bombs, because we saw him pick up beta power bombs earlier. Now he's going for Edacoons. This is most definitely Brinstar power bomb collection. There's also more than a few E-tanks he can pick up here. Alright, we'll see here. How many power bombs does papert1ger have? Only 5. That's what I thought. And he is spending some time to debate his next move. We'll see what he decides on. This power bomb right here will make 20 Brinstar power bombs for croakomire. The 25th is, of course, in blue Brinstar, which he is. I imagine he's heading towards next. So yeah, it looks like croakomire is going for row 5. Or not row 5, column 5. Just needs to make it up here. This wall jump without high jump is possible, but it is very tight. Croakomire gets it third try, though. That is true. Paper could be going row 2. Seems fairly good. And Croakomire has all of the Brinstar power bombs. Croakomire is also... Wait, no, never mind. I got my colors mixed up. So one thing I imagine we might see Croakomire do is he might actually go pick up X-Ray right now. Actually, wait, no, he doesn't need X-Ray. I was thinking collect X-Ray, skip grapple, but that is not X-Ray. That is Spring Ball. So he could pick up X-Ray. I don't know. He might like it. Like I said, he can do X-Ray climbs to Spring Ball if he feels like it, but... Alright, so he's not going to do that. papert1ger once again taking a moment to debate his next move. And Croakomire basically confirming he's going for row 5. I mean, I guess we knew it already, but picking up SpeedGaming means all he needs to do in that row is Spring Ball. So I imagine his game plan, he's actually really close to finishing. Croakomire is on really good pace. He just needs a couple more E-tanks and North Fair Reserve. And then he goes up to Meridia, goes up through the sand pit to get Meridia Reserve, and then goes back to get Spring Ball. And then from there just goes to landing site, and he's done. Croakomire has actually kind of quietly had a really good route. Yep, Croakomire is of course going to pick up Ice Beam though, since he does need to do the Ice Clip into Spring. And this here, it looks like papert1ger, someone in chat might be right about him doing row 2, since he's going to pick up Wave Beam, which will of course invalidate his Wave Beam or Charge Beam square. Meanwhile, Croakomire has Ice. He's not going for it, but we can mark it anyways. And looks like he got the mock ball out. Nice. Yeah, papert1ger. Does papert1ger have 30 missiles? Okay. Can mark that. And he is going to Croakomire. Of course, he needs to go defeat Croakomire. Croak, that is his 5th E-tank. So we need one more. I wonder where he's going to pick it up, actually. Of course, he is going to go... Need to go pick up the reserve. I imagine his last E-tank is going to be at Mama Turtle. I would have much preferred to see him do something like... I would have preferred to see him do the Wavegate E-tank, actually. Back in Brinstar. I think that would have been the fastest, but this isn't bad by any means. Alright, not croakomire, croakomire is down. And the E-tank is collected for croakomire. Or reserve tank will be collected, I should say. Unless he doesn't want it, in which case that would be kind of silly. And there is the reserve. I'm just glad we don't actually have to count Norfair missiles, because I have not been keeping track at all. So, you know. Looks like papert1ger is going to go for grapple beam. I suppose he could be doing that to have a more comfortable Dragon fight, but other than that, I don't really see a purpose for it. Let's see if we can get this gate glitch. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, we're about to see croakomire pick up all 4 of his last tiles he needs for row 4 in a very short amount of time. Assuming he gets the ice clip fairly quickly. Alright, so papert1ger is just going to bomb jump up to grapple. Not sure why he's picking it up still, but guess he just wants it. Alright, this right here will be the 6th E-tank for croakomire, who has to do a bomb jump. This also actually might take him a little bit, since it's a bit of a deceptively tricky bomb off of a moving platform. Needs to start laying the bomb a bit later. Alright, we'll come back to that. Meanwhile, papert1ger is taking the croc escape. That's one thing he can do with grapple, at least. Alright, there we go. croakomire got the bomb jump. And he gets his 6th E-tank. In just a second. There it is. Oop, he's having a bit of trouble. And papert1ger is going into Meridia. Of course, he has to go defeat Dragon. And I imagine he picks up Meridia Powerbomb on the way out. As well as grabbing at least 1 E-tank on his way. Then Wreckship E-tank will give him 6. And that will be where he finishes. So actually papert1ger is not too far behind, depending on how fast his Meridia is and how fast croakomire's ice clip takes. Or how long, rather. Nice gravity jump from papert1ger. Croak, he's getting denied access to the sand pit he's trying to go to, but he forces his way through. And papert1ger is on his way to Phantoon. croakomire having a bit of trouble on this mid-air morph. Just gonna bomb jump up there. Having a bit of trouble with that as well. There we go. He makes it up. And papert1ger has made his way to Phantoon. This will be a bit of a slow fight since he doesn't have any good way to open the fight. I think he thought he had some supers, but unfortunately he does not. Just has charge ice wave. He could have turned off ice and done a charge wave SBA, but even then he wouldn't have a good rest of the fight. I'm very surprised that hit. Alright, so if you want to see some shenanigans, I would recommend focusing on the right side of your screen here. We've got croakomire doing the ice clip. That's too high, for sure. That looks too high as well. Does croakomire know how to do this? I hope he does. That looks good. Maybe not. Remember, after this, croakomire has to go all the way back to landing site. So, of course, papert1ger also has to go all the way to its location, but as much all the time croakomire takes on this is time he is losing to papert1ger, who doesn't need to do any frame perfect tricks, and even has grapple to deal with Dragon. So this will be a fast fight, no matter how it gets played. You say there's nothing Croak doesn't know, but I don't think he's setting up for this right. I think you're supposed to try to get standing up on the Puyo, whereas he's not really doing that. Yeah, you want to be standing because it's the same as the ceiling clip, because you want to well, kind of, but you want to be standing so then you can crouch and jump, basically. But croakomire doesn't look like he's getting into that standing position just below the surface, or just below the ceiling. And by just below, I mean just within the ceiling. That looked good, but I guess not. I'm not sure what papert1ger doing. I thought that was a goop cycle, but he didn't want to do the grapple kill. Whatever. Nice quick grapple kill from papert1ger, although he's stuck in the floor. Alright, he's not actually stuck in the floor. Yeah, you want the Puyo to be in the little bean shape, and croakomire has yet to get that. And that is croakomire and Dragon down for papert1ger. We could get that Marked off, thank you. That looks good. From there, I think from there you just want to... Alright, croakomire got it. This is a race. croakomire has to go through Shack Tool, of course, and then get Spring Ball and go to landing site. Where papert1ger has to get the power bomb, go back to Wreck Ship E-Tank, and pick up the E-Tank. This is a race. And I think papert1ger's in the lead. I don't know, though. This is close. This is really close. croakomire still taking the time to kill Shack Tool. I don't know about that one, but he did what he thought he needed to, and he has gotten the Spring Ball without Grapple Beam. So he's got one more objective left, and that is just to make it to the ship as fast as he possibly can. I think croakomire is still favored. I think, but it's close. So papert1ger, once he gets this power bomb, oh my gosh, please don't mess this up. Oh geez. Okay. What he should be doing is going to the left, that little staircase to the left of him. You can go up that, I believe, and get the power bomb. But anyways, he's got the power bomb. So what he needs to do is get to Wreck Ship E-Tank. I imagine... Well, I was going to say he could take Forgotten Highway, yeah. But I don't think he's going to. You think he went too far away? Alright, yeah. I think croakomire is definitively in the lead because he's just straight up further ahead from papert1ger, and he has less to go. Well, I wouldn't say further ahead. Actually, both fairly close to each other. Not sure what papert1ger is doing. Oh, he is going Forgotten Highway. I would like this. If he had 6 E-Tanks, he has to wake up... Wait, no. He's already done. Yeah, he should be doing that, because he's already done Phantoon. That's just faster, right? Like, that's just faster to get to the E-Tank room. Right? I'm losing. I'm going crazy over here. So is the tracker, apparently. He's just changing colors like a madman. Some would say like an average man. Or an average guy. But, you know. Alright, well, this should be croakomire's race to lose. Unfortunately, this looks like papert1ger only about, like, I would say like 30 to 45 seconds behind. Maybe like a minute, but it is just enough, and croakomire looks to be moving on. And there it is. Wait, there's that little connector room. I forgot about that. There it is. croakomire has officially done with a time of 49 minutes and 20 seconds. And papert1ger, he is still very close. Surprised he hasn't done yet. Although he might have forgot to. Hold on. Where is the thing? There we go. I marked croak done. I also punched my microphone, so that probably sounded fantastic. And there it is. papert1ger has finished. He got done the NSRL with official time of 50 minutes and 40 seconds. GG. That was actually a really close race, especially at the end. Seems like maybe some routing mistakes may have costed papert1ger, but either way, it was very... I think both runners should get invites to do interviews. I don't know if they want to, but we will see. Well, regardless, big shout outs to the SpeedGaming staff for hosting this tournament. It was pretty cool. Well, it is pretty cool. It just started. I will be racing in it eventually once my round one opponent gets back to me. So for this specific race, big shout outs to, of course, both of the runners. Oh, we are getting an interview from papert1ger. Yeah, both the runners. Me, I guess. Mr. Guy Average doing the average guy tracking. And yeah. Without further ado, and by without, I mean with further ado, here is papert1ger in a few seconds. Wow, look at that. I said papert1ger should hurry up, and he hurried up.
I did.
Well, GG. Unfortunately, you were not able to pull out the win there, but it was definitely a really close race, really fun to watch and commentate. So how are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually done any kind of bingo before, like not even in practice. So it was interesting, kind of stressful looking at like trying to think your way through the card and play at the same time. Kind of don't really get that much thinking time. But yeah, apart from right at the end, I should have gone Forgotten Highway, I think, and maybe that good enough to like win. But apart from everything else, I'm actually quite happy with how I routed it all.
Yeah, so you were given column 2, so explain to me like why you picked row 2 as your other line. Like, what was your logic behind it?
Well, with column 2 forcing me to only take one suit, I figured row 2 also doubled up on that. I wouldn't need speed booster for anything in there, and one of the energy tanks could have been wreck ship E-tank, so like that kind of doubles up with finishing in that run too. So those two looked like the most kind of synergistic, and not playing Hundo. I've never run Hundo, so I'm not actually sure where like all of the miners are.
Yeah.
So like anything with a high number of stuff to pick up, like 50 out of 75 North MSLs, like I'm not even sure where all 75 are, let alone which the best 50 to pick up. So I was looking for small numbers and stuff that doubled up. So yeah, that was about the kind of as far as my decision making went.
Yeah. So, is there any other specific moments you wanted to bring to attention in that? Like besides obviously the at the end, maybe not the best choice, but any other parts you were proud of, or you felt like you could have done better?
I think if I had more faith in myself, I could have gone to Phantoon first, like straight up Red Tower. But at the moment, suitless one tank Phantoon is sort of like a 50-50 for me, whether I live or die. And the Phantoon itself with missiles is kind of like always a bit sloppy for me. But apart from that, no, I'm actually like really happy about how I played that.
Well, that's good to hear, and I wish you luck in the losers bracket. Hope
Thank you.
you can obviously still make it all the way technically, so hopefully
Yeah,
you can.
yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting to, but yeah, it was fun. But yeah, thank you for commentating.
Hey, no problem. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I already thanked all the staff, so if you
Yeah,
want to do that too, you can
yeah,
take over from here.
yeah. Thanks, SG. Everything always runs super smoothly, so it's really nice. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. I think that's gonna do it. So there's another race today at 9, I believe, 9 EST. Let me double check that. Where did I see that? Yeah, 9 p.m. So be there or be square. I don't actually know what that means, by the way. Somebody can help me, but they can do that later.